Well. Did you hear the click, Gracie? My cat just come running out as soon as I clicked the camera. Well, it's a fine sunny morning here in Hawaii for sure. I just got done having to run water on cabbages and broccoli because it's pretty warm. Yeah. Well, welcome to another Grumpy Gardener Medicine Show. Today, I'm not going to talk about herbs or supplements or anything you could put in your mouth. Yeah, let's talk about your life, your mind, your thought process. That's also very much part of our health. In fact, it's the bottom line. There's no disconnection there, really. So, I am here advocating that if there's folks out there who haven't actually clearly made a life statement, what you're here to do. Yeah, and have not produced it as an affirmation in public to your friends where they can tell you gotta be crazy, okay? Yeah, you'll need that if it's going to be real. There was a point in my life as a young person, I wasn't smart enough at the time. I made an affirmation in front of my friends, and they were various ages too, by the way, that I intended to leave the world in a better condition than I found it. That is, I was going to at least try to do that. Well, everybody goes, oh, that's nice, Bill. Yeah, all kind of people want that. You know, the oldest guy in the group, mentor came forward and says, oh, Bill, that's real nice, but everybody thinks that way, so really it's one of them situations where don't ever tell me that I can't do something. It's my nature. Don't ever tell me I can't. So I did. Well, and of course, what makes a better world? That all depends on point of view, personal judgment, history, all kind of things, The situation, there's so many factors that involve on how you could look into any given situation and say, how can I improve this? I mean, half the time, humans are doers. Anytime anything happens, they want to do something. Why doesn't Congress do something? Blah, 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 right? Yeah, somebody should do something about this. That's one place we fall short because by asking that external question, instead of asking the question internally, which is, what can I do here? Yeah, I know, it's JFK speech, actually, all right. Ask not what. Well, it was real stuff, what he put out there, because, there are things out there that can help you along the way to achieve goals and ends and so forth if you take advantage of them. But all in all, everything that comes down happens right here. You're the one who's in charge of your life and what happens around you and what happens to the people around you, too. Well, as a younger guy, I guess maybe I was a little ignorant and juvenile about what I thought made a world better. I was around during the 60s when there were communes being formed and there was more socialism. And I followed around a lot of things. Lucky for me, I fell in with an older man, about 10 years older than me, who owned the health food store in the town I lived in, who was a real organic grower and deep into that culture very much. Freddie knew a lot about this stuff. And, we got to be good friends. He became a man who actually kind of schooled me in my thought process along the way. So that association with Fred really very much led me on the path that I've been on for a long time. In the process of wanting to try to leave the world in better shape, I decided that when we grow plants for people, produce food, work with methods of agriculture that are not as earth destructive, safer for the environment. But basically, I would hope to do no harm. That was the idea. It was also the same reason I got into music. People love music. It makes them feel good. Yeah, they dance, they laugh, and all. And, well, it didn't work out as well for me as plants did, but it was still the same rationale. Why was I doing this? I wanted to leave things better. I wanted people to feel better, And, for the life of me, I can't tell you how I originally got this idea. I don't know. All right. Sort of rose up when I was a kid. But, well, I'll tell you, I learned one thing right along the line if you're going to take on that job, and it's you better learn to laugh. Yeah, laughter. Because it's over time, I forgot the affirmation. That is, I forgot that I'd made it. But apparently, when you do something like that in life, I guess it's pretty powerful because it's stuck. Life went on. I went through the usual horrors of life in America, divorce, loss of all my property, failed love affairs, car crashes, you name it, all the stuff that most of us here end up going through, losing all our money and that. Well, I ended up, somewhere, I guess, at around year 50, I guess, I don't know, feeling quite cynical about life. Yeah, sort of downtrodden there. It had beat me. But, well, mostly I think it was because of this channel. Back when I lost the job running the nursery, when the property got bought, and then 2008 hit, that's when it happened, the economy went down the tubes, and I lost my job, so I had to struggle real quick and hustle. And, well, one thing led to another, and it dawned on me that I was just going to have to start my own business at that point. There was no way that I was going to get the kind of money and I wanted. So that's how the YouTube channel got started, see. It was the promotion for my design and landscape consulting business. Well, after a while, I began to notice that I had a lot of viewers who were coming back to me and saying, "Oh, Bill, thank you. Oh, I really appreciate this." Mostly it had to do with like learning how to prune your tree, that kind of thing. Berries. Oh boy. Yeah. The raspberry videos, man, I've gotten so many strokes. Apparently that old video done years ago must be one of the better ones on the web. Keeps hitting. Anyway, yeah, people started coming back to me and saying, "This is really good. I really appreciate what you've done." And, well, I realized that, I was trying to demonstrate to people my knowledge, my skills, hire me because here I can prune like this, Well, it was helping other people. Just the instructions were, the show I was putting on. And one day it dawned on me. I forgot that I had made that affirmation years ago, and I was pretty crusty at that point. And I said to myself, my goodness, this is still running in me. The people are coming to me spontaneously and saying thank you for making things better for me. I mean, really, it was a shock. You got to imagine, lost all my money, lost the farm, went through divorce, I don't know. Okay, life had not been very good, but yet people were saying thank you. Well, and I was apparently still at it, even though I didn't realize what I was still doing. Well, the reality came to me then. And I said, okay. So, as I retired, this channel has more or less become my tool, to hopefully try to improve things here on the planet. Yeah, you will notice that I've had videos about the elections and about Trump and that sort of thing. And it's point of view here. I'm usually pretty good at this, and it doesn't look good. So That's why I opened my mouth. Now, this is an important point. I'm not suggesting you make a life mission out of trying to improve things on this planet, because, wow, you better learn to laugh. But I think I can attest to the fact that if you try to make a statement and a mission in life, that no matter what it is, you're probably going to reach points in life where you're going to say, oh no. Yeah, because you'll be looking at something and you'll realize if you don't act, you probably won't be able to live with yourself later. Right, Gracie? Yeah, if you don't act, that's really kind of how it works. And, for me, sometimes it's just a straight shot in the face in reality. Other times I'll have a dream, and I'll see things in dreams that leave me worried. I get more propaganda out of the media in my dreams than I've ever gotten off a television set, folks. Well, yeah, and so, I've been in that situation where I've seen what I need to do or what I think I need to do from my perspective, okay? And I don't want to do it because I know that that's going to be trouble. As I had posted these videos around election season about this sort of controversial stuff, I knew I was going to get a lot of hate. I was ready for it. I got a lot of love, too, but I got a lot of hate. And I get a lot of just insults, and that stuff. And I understand why. Yeah, I knew it was coming. No one ever makes an attempt to try to change anything on this planet without getting hit by a baseball bat repeatedly. You better learn how to laugh. I've had people recommend certain channels on YouTube. These folks are like you. They want to see this. You want to see this guy. And I've come back to most of them and said, look, I don't watch any channels on YouTube similar to my own. I only do two things out here, really. One is I'll research a subject, and that can go in any direction, all right? Never know. The other one is I laugh my butt off. Yeah, YouTube is full of the most ridiculous stuff, and I have come to the conclusion that it isn't important whether it's just a old silly belly laugh or whether it's a deep cosmic humor or what. That's the degree doesn't matter. Once you get started, the chemicals start to flow, and they're going to reinforce a more positive state of mind and probably keep you going to the task at hand, because this stuff is grueling work. But I can say one thing for having a life purpose, a life mission, it beats boredom. Yeah. There's always something to do. From my point of view, work is endless, but then endless, and it is everywhere, okay? And I know from comments I get from folks on the channel when I'm addressing issues that trouble me, often what I'll get back is this broad-based thing, runs back to Eisenhower, and the military-industrial complex. It's a Lahaina thing, and whatever. Seriously, when I'm talking about a specific topic, the only reason I usually ever get there, unless it's just a kind of a funsy thing, if I'm serious about this thing, it's I'm focusing. And I've realized over life that focus is very, very important. There's all kind of stuff out there. Yeah. And if you allow it to distract you from a mission at hand, okay, you'll never achieve that mission. You're never going to achieve the mission anyway. That's a life folly that we can really ever, get very much done here. Little things do happen occasionally. I've seen it. But generally, the big stuff stays. It's got a lot of momentum behind it, but it doesn't seem to me that the person I am, who I am, who I've become, the people I've encountered, the experiences I've had in my life, and, in a way, almost all the best stuff, I don't think that ever would have happened if I hadn't, as a foolish youth, picked a mission in life. It led me into all kinds of places. Yeah, it did. And it continues to. And the facts of the matter are here, despite rough and tumble bumps and whatnot are out there, I figure I'm doing all right. So it must have been a good thing, because I guess the karma associated to it has left me in a generally better condition than a lot of folks in the U.S. today, I guess. It's one reason I still have a smile. You gotta learn to laugh. If you can't laugh, the entire universe laughs, as far as I'm concerned. There would be no platypuses. Yeah, right. I can think of a few other examples, but there's one. There's one. Okay. So, yes, true. Life is sort of a cosmic joke. The Greeks had this good with the two masks and the tragedy and the comedy. You know, you laugh, you cry, you laugh, you cry, you laugh, you cry. You think you're getting somewhere over time, and then in the end, what happens? You fall over flat on your face and become worm food. At least the body and the mind and the person does. Whether the soul moves on and does other things, yeah, well, matter of opinion. I'm not going there today. But yeah, it is kind of silly. You think about how much most of us struggle, you know, and I guess therein lays one of my problems, actually, that I have in a lot of religious belief, is that this whole idea of pie in the sky, when you die, the struggle through life, it'll be worth it, because, you know, in the end, the Lord will repay me. Now, in a way, that sort of connects into karma, which I do see is a thing, that your thoughts, your actions, your words, they have reactions, not only in your own mind, but in everything around you. And so you do create waves here. I feel them. The folks that accuse me of being indoctrinated by the media, trust me, when I'm in bliss and my cabbage is hoeing away out there, the trouble comes first is a shockwave and a ripple in the mass consciousness, and it hits me in the face, and I go, uh-oh, what's up, you know, it's like that. And then I go look at the news and start to make opinions about what really happened here. It's almost always that way. Yeah. I kind of know it before it happens, because if you're open and you don't have a lot of obstructions and a lot of beliefs blocking reality tends to show itself to you, and you feel it even before things happen sometimes. But that's, again, another complete story. But I can say that even though this is really a controlled folly of living, if you smile, you're able to embrace that and say, okay, yeah, so what? I'm going to fall over on my face in a few years, and all the work I've gone to will be for naught to me. But if you attempted to make this better for others, you would have left some piece of yourself behind that was desirable. Yeah, there are people in history, you know, who fiddled while Rome burned, and they didn't leave a history that we really want to repeat. On the other hand, there are others out there that I will not mention my heroes, but people who have left us things that are valuable, that are important, that we should treasure and cherish, because it is very difficult to make changes in this world. It is not easy. If you intend to try to stimulate a positive energy in something, I'll tell you what, you're going to come right up against a wall of blood. It's kind of where I learned my own critical thinking and critical judgment. I found that almost everybody around me, most people around me, they didn't have the answer for me. Yeah, it was mostly negativity, and I wasn't going to get anywhere if I listened to that. It's, as I say, don't spread it out. Pick your battles if you're going to do that sort of thing. Yeah, you may lose, but it doesn't matter. I've lost a lot of my battles in life, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. That is the opportunity to go through that, to learn from it, to grow. Everything you do does become part of you, you know, and it becomes part of other people around you too. Yeah, it does. Okay. Grumpy gardener talking about, don't be so grumpy, learn to laugh. Hey, aloha.